everybody, welcome to my latest video. It's super windy outside and I'm hiding inside as a result because, foolishly, I've left filming the introduction to the very last minute and I have no choice. So I'm inside the creepy barn to say welcome to this video. It's a mishmash of a whole bunch of different things and it's a two-parter. So rather than explaining every little bit, let's just get straight into the video and I'll see you at the end. So I'm up at Quinta de Barroquinha, about to go hunt for some pine cones, but check out that rainbow. It's a beautiful day. So when I picked these yesterday, they were pretty wet, and they still are. So not so suitable for throwing in a fire when they look like that. So I'm just going to leave them out in the sun. I didn't want to take them into the house because who knows what creatures I might have scooped up with the needles and the cones. And so eventually the pine cones will dry out and they'll open. What you'd prefer to get would be the ones that are already dry and open, but they're pretty cool. They kind of close up when they get wet and open up when they dry, and that's when they're really, really good as fire starters. It seems really hard to believe that winter is around the corner. It's middle of November, and the sun is shining, the temperature is amazing, it's absolutely beautiful out here. But it does get cold here in Portugal, and I do have lots of plants that I want to keep cozy and warm over the winter, and that means I need to get some plastic back on my cold frame greenhouse. It was absolutely shredded to pieces by the wind and annihilated by the sun, which I was expecting. This isn't a permanent structure, this is definitely temporary, so I'm not going to bother putting something like plexiglass or glass or windows, old windows or anything on it. I'm just covering it with plastic, and then hopefully by next year I'll be replacing it with something. But for now, it's doing the trick. So I basically need to roll out some plastic and cut it to size and staple it on. Okay, I've got my little box of tricks here. I've got a staple gun, tape measure, scissors, marker, and some plastic. So let's get started. Hello from a new day. It's quite gloomy and wet out here, and you'll notice it's nowhere near as sunny and wonderful as when I started the greenhouse. The sun was shining and it was a beautiful day, and now it's November 30th and I haven't quite finished it. I still have to put on the top parts. The reason I haven't is because it's not cold enough really to justify the full cold frame. What's in there now is fine, and I don't think it's going to get frosty and cold for another couple of weeks. And if I leave the greenhouse open, it means I don't have to water anything in there. So I haven't really been motivated to put the lid on, so to speak, but I'll see if I can find the energy and motivation to do it today, because I'd really love to check it off of my list of work for November and just get it done. But we'll see. It's rainy and miserable out here. I also have to do the chili pepper plants. Chili pepper plants. That's kind of tricky to say. I need to overwinter those guys. I've picked off all the peppers, and now I need to cut them back and wrap them up all cozy and warm for winter. So I think I'll just toughen up, put my raincoat on, and head down to the garden and at least get that job done. And then if the rain clears later on, maybe I'll also do the greenhouse. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. So yeah, I guess I'll just get to it. So I've got my raincoat on, I've got my rubber boots on, I've got the wonderful clippers that I love using, and I'm just going to head down to the chili plants, out into the elements, get this job done, and check it off my list. All right, onward to the garden. It seems as though the rain has let up a little bit. It's still very lightly sprinkling, but I'm definitely not getting as wet as I was expecting, which is good news. But the plants will probably be wet, so I'll keep my raincoat on and hopefully I won't get too soaked down here. So the idea with overwintering chili plants is that you cut them way back to the base. I did this last year and had a fairly decent survival rate. They didn't all live, but they didn't all die. I got about, maybe out of 10, about 6 lived and 4 died. So I'm going to try the same again this year. I'll have more plants down in the garden, whereas last year I had quite a few hiding away also in the greenhouse. For these ones that are out in the garden already, I'll have to cut them back and then wrap them in this white stuff. So let's get started, and hopefully I can get back in next to the cozy fire before the skies open up, because it does look like it could rain pretty hard at any moment. We've got some serious fog stuff happening over there, although it does look a little bit brighter over there. So who knows? The forecast calls for more rain in the afternoon. So I'd love to get this done and not get too wet. Ah, I missed a pepper. I've missed a few actually. So maybe I'll collect some of the forgotten peppers along the way. So here's the before shot. I think I have 4 or 5 pepper plants in here, and they're gonna look a lot smaller very soon. Look at all these guys hidden here. Okay, so I've been pretty brutal with this guy, and I could probably be even brutaler. Not that brutaler is a word, but yeah, I could probably cut down this branch as well. The idea is that you want to kind of trim it back a lot, but save sort of some nodes. So I guess a new branch might grow out of there, or something like that. Anyway, this is sort of like what I did last year, and it seemed to work. So I might actually cut this branch back as well. So what you end up with is very tiny looking plants that eventually, even though you don't think they will, sprout back to life and give you loads and loads of peppers and grow nice and big, like those guys over there that are about to become very, very small very soon. And then all this stuff will go in the compost. These things are probably total overkill for this job, but I really do like using them, so I'm going to use them. Got a little snail having a snack on my plants. You can go over there. This marigold plant is in my way, so it's gonna go into the compost. Oh baby. Oh wow. Uh-oh. This thing's huge. Come with me. Holy smokes. That is a serious amount of marigold. The compost will like you. So it's already looking a lot cleaner in here. And the plants are looking a lot smaller and sadder, but they'll be happy very soon. Okay, so that's the idea basically. I'm cutting the chili plants back really far, sort of annihilating them, making them look very sad so that they'll look happier later on. I've decided I'm not actually going to wrap the chilies up in the white stuff today. I'm kind of cold, it's miserable out here, and it's not going to be cold until about mid-December when I think it actually drops below 0 for a couple of days. So I definitely need to get the job done before then. But for now, I kind of just want to get these chilies snipped down to size, put everything in the compost bin, and then I've got a huge amount of video editing to do for this weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna go hide inside and do inside work instead of being out here in the elements. The rain's held off, but I can feel it's coming. So I'm just gonna power on with the chili chopping and I'll check in when it's done. All right, check it out. I've got a big bowl of missed chilies that I didn't see when I picked them. And I've got a big old wheelbarrow full of stuff for the compost bin. And, drum roll please, what do the chilies look like? They look small and sad. I've done a number on these guys. I can actually probably take a bit more off of that one. But yeah, they look a lot different than they did. I've weeded the beds, I've cut the chilies back, and I know it looks quite brutal, but like I said last year, it worked. So let's see if it works again. And as far as weeding goes, it is a million times easier when the soil is damp. So what I do need though is to get some more straw. I'm having a really hard time sourcing bales of straw. I need straw, not hay. I need the straw for building, and I also want it for mulch as well. So if anyone in this region knows where to get bales of straw, please do let me know. So that's the idea. I'm super happy with how it looks. It didn't take so long. I've got 2 more beds to do, one over yonder, and then I've got my hugelkultur bed as well still to do. So I'm almost finished, and I've decided that I'm not going to do the greenhouse lid. I'm going to leave that for another day, and that's fine. It's okay. It doesn't need to be done. As long as I get it done before it drops below 0 next week, everything will be fine. And so after I finish this work on the chilies, I'm just going to go inside. Today is the kind of day, I think, that you want to sit by the cozy fire, cuddle the cat, drink a hot chocolate, and I have a lot of video editing to do. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with the work on the chilies, and then after that, I'm just going to take it easy for the rest of the day. Okay, the chilies are done. It started raining a little harder, and I'm going to go hide inside, stay cozy by the fire, make a hot chocolate, snuggle the cat, and call it a day on work. Hello. I don't think you want to go out there, do you? It's looking pretty miserable. What do you think? Stay in here with me. Hello there. Cheers, Mikey. Do you like hot chocolate? No? More for me. Just look at this glorious, glorious evening. It's only about 5:30 p.m. Very dark, very gloomy, very foggy, and maybe perfect weather for a market. Probably not. Probably the worst possible weather for a market. And it's starting to rain harder, but I'm going to a market. So let's go check it out, and I'll see you from there. We're at the market, and my friend Karina does lovely cakes and samosas and Chinese buns. So I'm here for your buns, Karina. It's windy out there today. Beautiful, sunny, lovely, but windy. So I'm hiding in my doorway while I speak to let you know that I'm about to go hunting for mushrooms. I'm meeting a friend of mine and we're gonna go searching on another friend's piece of land for hopefully porcini mushrooms. So I'll check in again once we're there. And yeah, fingers crossed we find some stuff today. All right, Jet, let's go hunt some mushrooms. What do you think? What have we here?
I think we found saffron milk caps. Let's have a look. It's round. It has concentric circles on the top. Nice gills underneath. And then we have to cut it and then the milk comes out. But look, you can see, yes! Look, all that milk coming out. Another one.
Cool. So that's the milky stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh. Sweet.
Yeah. Milky.
Should I touch it?
Ew.
Yeah, it's like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening underneath though.
Yeah, it's the one that had exploded.
I don't want to know what happens underneath anymore. I keep doing this. I keep thinking a rock is a mushroom.
Yeah, oh, I've done that loads.
Quite disappointing. It's like, oh, a weird shaped puffball. Nope, it's a rock.
Oh, I stepped on a puffball yesterday.
Explosion? Explosion of spores?
It exploded like a zit, like an abscess. It just went...
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it was gross.
But satisfying.
Very.
I'm here with my friend Kimbo and her doggies looking for mushrooms. So far very successful, however we don't really 100% know what we have, so possibly not successful at all.
Some are edible, some only once. There should be stuff in here.
Kimbo, what is it?
Oh wow, look what I got!
Oh, there's two of them.
There's three!
Oh, holy crap. Okay, these are crazy.
Okay, it's the spongy one.
Uh-huh. Holy smokes, look at the size of the...
So underneath should be really
Will
spongy.
I pick it?
Let's do it. Oh my gosh. That is amazing! It's so exciting about them.
Cool, it's pretty gross feeling.
Yeah, but underneath should be like the yeah, so he said, see this white part here? He said that you need to cut all those bits off. It's as big as my head. Who's more pretty? Hard to say.
Hard to say.
But yeah, these are great. Last year we dried these up and made them into... Yeah, oh my god, it smells amazing!
Yeah, it smells like the earth.
Salt of the earth, mate.
Indeed. That one's good. This one's a little scary looking.
We're gonna take it.
We're gonna take it anyway, okay.
Does it have a picture?
No.
Oh, it's a video. cartoon as that. It's perfect.
Definitely some Smurfs live in there.
Absolutely.
What is this thing?
It's so horrible.
It's so gross. Why am I touching you? So I think now might be a good time to start hunting for the basket.
Basket hunters.
All right, where did we leave it? We have been on our mushroom hunt and it's been quite successful.
This is not mushroom.
And now we're gonna go drink a beer.
Thank you, Matteo, for letting us mushroom hunt on your land.
Yeah, thanks.
It's really cool.
So, to the cafe.
To the cafe.
We found some mushrooms. This is my first ever mushroom hunt. No,
Ever.
it's my third ever mushroom hunt. All right, so we've been out hunting we've been out hunting mushrooms, and now we're rewarding ourselves. I can't speak. I've only had one sip of this beer. We've been out hunting mushrooms. We've got, what are these? Porcinis, maybe? Bullets? Bolete family. We don't know what they are.
We're going to find out tonight.
We're gonna find out.
Mas vocês já comeram isto?
Sim. Não sei?
Mas
Okay, so we're here in my house a couple days after the mushroom hunt, and we had a whole bag of mushrooms, but sadly we took them to a party to try to get them ID'd, and you don't really want to be asking people at 3 in the morning to ID your mushrooms. So the bag did not get ID'd. It turned into a mush, and this is what we are left with.
According to this book, which is has been recommended to us by many people, I looked up the ones. So we're looking at the ones that have pores on the underside and they're spongy. So it's definitely a boletus. But which one is it?
Is there anything similar that is deadly poisonous?
Yes.
Of course there is.
Poisonous, possibly deadly, is the devil's bolete.
Oh.
But that is this one.
That doesn't look
and
like
it's very
this.
different.
Yeah.
The pores are red on this one. This one, they're yellow.
Okay.
It says that it tastes and smells unpleasant. These smell like mushrooms and they're very nice.
They do smell good.
And it should have, on the stem should be red as well.
And we don't have red on the stem.
No, it's got, this was white when we got it. They've just gone brown over 2 nights. And it should bruise green if it's the deadly one.
And it doesn't bruise anything, not even red. I mean, not even blue.
No bruise on this one.
Looks like a good book, though.
That's great.
Kimbo, Roger Phelps mushrooms. Cool. Well, you know what? We've got them. I'm going to take many pictures of them and videos. We're going to dry them, and then if we can get a for sure ID, we will eat them.
To be sure, to be sure.
To be sure, to be sure. Or we won't. Who knows? This looks pretty funky. Is that?
It's the same.
Huh.
This one has gills.
Huh?
So it's definitely not
I remember that little guy.
a boletus. And it really looks like every single mushroom in the book. So
Okay, so it's just
that's just going to stay there.
mushroom.
Mushroom.
Just mushroom. And then, beyond the wine, I found these guys today in my garden. But I think they're just crappy poisonous ones.
I think they're called Amanita. They're definitely part of an Amanita family.
The Amanita family. It's the same family as the speckly red ones.
Amanita family.
Dun, dun. Lots of mushrooms. We'll dry them. We'll try to get an ID. And then if we can get definite, for sure, 100% ID, I'll put them in a risotto.
But Kirsty, you haven't got mushroom in here.
That's actually quite funny. And so true. Anyway, that's the story of the mushrooms. We kind of failed by taking a bag of mushrooms to a party.
This one.
That looks totally like that guy.
Yeah. And this guy.
And that guy.
And this guy.
Well, what's the difference between all these ones?
They're just a different species of bolete, a different type of bolete.
So it could be one of those.
But they're all edible.
Good to know, because we're slicing them up and sticking them on dry. So I've got my fire going, got my water boiling for tomorrow, and I've got my mushrooms drying. The wood stove is on, and the mushrooms have been drying for, I think, about 2 days. And that's without the wood stove on the whole time. I've got these smaller pieces that have already dried, and these ones could probably just use maybe another hour or two. And then we're going to grind it up into a salt, I think. I think that's the plan. So it's quite exciting. It's meant to add a lot of flavor to the food. Some people will dry these guys out in the sun, and some will dry them in their car windscreens. So, you know, if you don't have a wood stove on the go or a nice dry place for it, those are options as well. So I'm excited to give this a try. Okay, that's a wrap on part 1. Drying mushrooms seems like a fine place to end the video. Part 2 is out tomorrow, Saturday at 5 p.m. More mishmash, more of a mix of random jobs, and I hope you really like it. I really enjoy filming these and putting them together, and I like the variety, so I hope you do too. If you do, please share it around, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment if you have anything at all to say, even if it's just to say hello. And so, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. for part 2 of Mishmash Fun.